So I released a new song yesterday, and I'm going to show you all the inner workings of it. And I know you can't see it from that view, so let's switch it on over. Alright, so let's just scroll up here, make it nice. So I don't really know where to start. Where did I start with making this? That's a good question. I believe the first thing I did were the drums. So yeah, let's just see what we have here. We got a kick, and we got a snare. Whole bunch of little closed hats, some open hi-hats. This one's got some automation on it because, well, I didn't like the way it sounded, and now it sounds better. So really, I was only going for the typical boom snap pattern. You know, the typical pattern. And then the hi-hats just kind of flowed in my brain. I don't know, they just seemed to work. And there was some tweaking throughout. But let's see. Ooh, I don't really know how to. Sure, that works. We're just going to play those by themselves and see what it sounds like. So it's kind of basic. So it's very basic. Your simple boom snap is all it is, which is nice. And then over here we have like our riser drums, which this is a loop I downloaded off the internet. Yes, I know, but it was copyright free. So hey, why not? And it adds just a little bit of so yeah, it just adds just a little bit. And then you go back to your normal drums. There's a little bit of gap in between them because you need gaps for it to sound delicious. And it just repeats. That's all it is. It repeats everything. Let's turn it all back on. So then the second thing I would say I made would be just the general chord progression. It's nothing fancy. Let's just throw it up, see what the synth sounds like. And I don't have a ton of effects on any of these things, but I'll show you those when we get to the end. Or, you know what? No, I won't. I'll show them to you right now. Boom. So, here's this synth-ish thing. All we got is a little bit of reverb. That's it. It's a little bit of reverb. That's the only thing that's on this one. So, let's just, I don't even know how to hide these. I'm just going to move them back on the second screen. It's the easiest way for me to do it. Actually, this one can just get close. Let's play it. That's it. It's real basic, real simple, nothing crazy to it. And then I Then I made this, I guess you would call it a melody from that. Just, basing it off the chords. And we do have some effects on it. There's reverb, there's an EQ, and a filter, just because there's some automations down here. You need your automations. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to play it without the automations, so let's turn those on. Otherwise, it's going to sound weird. Boom. It kind of builds up. So you get the point of that. And then there's also these. Whoop, wrong one. It's called Total Brokenness, which. Sure. It's the same pattern, it's just a different instrument. And the only thing that has on it is some EQ. The reason I did that is because I wanted a different sound when it got to like the main part. So I just added it in and boom. Together it sounds something like this. Pretty simple. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. The next thing is probably these bells, which I have the, not the plug. The volume's automated, so we'll just get to the main part. So that's that, and then it's also got a pluck that's the same thing. So you get the point of that. The only thing those have, the pluck's got a little bit of reverb, nothing else. And they just follow the chord progression and add a little spice to it. So that's pretty much everything up here. Let's take a look at the basses. First we have our, let's go with the perk bass. Just very simple. Sub bass following the same pattern, and then we have this like synth bass, which is a little bit higher, I believe. But it's kind of like the sub, but not as subby. And then all together it sounds like this. And once again, it just follows the same chord progression. And then we have this build up over here, which has a whole bunch of effects on it. Whole bunch. And this is just, it's just the drop, which is in here. Right here. I lied. Right here. It's just the drop, but with a whole bunch of effects put on it, so it doesn't sound like the drop, really. And that's all it is. It's just got a whole bunch of like reverb and filters and volume and boom. Then we have your typical, you have your white noise stuff. Very basic, but it just keeps it flowing. Then we have this siren-y type deal thing, which also has the volume automated. And it just kind of builds the energy up. And I suppose, before we get to this drop, even though we've been talking about building energy, I should show you the intro with the piano. It's kind of an afterthought. I had built the rest of the song, the drop and everything, and then I was like, you know what? This thing needs some piano. So I just took the chords and threw them around a bit, and it worked. I put a little melody in it. Here we go. We'll just have a listen. So yeah, that's all the piano is. It repeats itself twice there. I manipulated the volume and the panning just so the second time it played, it'd be louder at the beginning, not so soft. And it kind of sounds really cool with the buildup. I love it. Anyways, so let's get to the drop. The drop is just a whole bunch of. I guess we'll add this too. It's like pre-drop, but you need it to hear everything together. It just sounds way better. It's a bunch of samples I found online, chopped up, took pieces out of them. All copyright free, by the way. And I added some panning on them, so some of the parts go left, right, right, left, and it just makes it more interesting and more, I don't know, all over the place, really. So let's just listen to it. The second time it drops, it's different, so we'll show you both. So that just repeats twice there. That's all it is. Just 2 repeats. And then this drop has a little bit different start to it, and we will throw that on here also. It's just a saw with the volume manipulated. And all it is the last 4, I believe it's the last 4 notes. It's some of the, it's not. It's some of the notes from the melody just thrown in here with a saw, and it sounds a little different, but hey, manipulation station, right? And then it's the same samples, just different order, so it sounds unique. Yeah, that's all it is. Just a whole bunch of different things. And all together, well, it sounds like this. So that was my making of my latest song called Confused Piano, because it starts out with a beautiful piano and it just turns into some sort of dubstep. And then, oh yeah, it ends with piano again. Who would have thought, right? But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know. Did you like the song? Do you not like the song? Give me some feedback. We'll throw it into the next track, right? That's how that works. But you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.